My mom got sick and passed away.
I'm so sorry.
Put me into a darker place.
Yeah.
New mom of twins, pandemic, and then my
Losing your
mom died.
That's awful.
I was just in a depression. I just was soothing myself with like bread. Everything kind of took over. I remember like trying to run after my kids at the park and I couldn't do it. And I was like, okay, something has to happen. Something has to change. Hi, my name is Lori. I'm 42. I've lost a total of 83 pounds in about a year and a half with the Boy program.
Hi, Lori.
Hi.
How are
Hi,
you?
Sue. I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Nice to meet you in person.
Nice to meet
You
you
look
too.
fantastic.
Thank you.
Tell me about you as a mom
Yes,
and your life.
my name's Lori. I'm 42 years old. I have twin boys who are now 4 years old.
Very nice.
And I'm just like a regular, I work full time and
What do you do?
I work for the city.
Nice.
So the city of Toronto, and take care of my family.
Yeah.
So my husband works full time. So busy, we're busy.
Busy house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Busy
And two
household.
boys.
And two boys, two
Okay.
4-year-old boys. I had my boys in right at the end of 2019. So
Wow.
December, I was 38.
Yeah.
38. COVID happened that March, so they were 3 months old.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah,
So you were on mat leave. Was your husband still working?
he was working from home,
Mhm.
so we were both in the house. But it's like everybody was
Chaos.
very isolating.
Yes.
Like no one could come over.
Absolutely.
It was like
with the 3-month-old boys.
Yeah, it was me and him pretty much running the show and figuring things out. And that left very little time for me. But because I was breastfeeding, the weight maintained okay. I didn't gain that much from the pregnancy. But as soon as I stopped breastfeeding, my body did not bounce back. I was getting heavier and heavier.
Yeah.
And I wasn't exercising, of course, because like things
The
were crazy.
tiredness kicks in.
The very tired.
The bad habits start to happen.
Yes. Yeah. And then my mom got sick and passed away.
I'm so sorry.
And that was really hard for me. That
Yeah.
was it put me into a darker place.
Yeah.
So, new mom of twins, pandemic, and then my
Losing your
mom died.
That's awful.
And I was in,
How old was she?
she was only 59.
Oh my goodness.
She died of ALS. So it's
Oh,
very
wow.
rare.
Yeah.
No one in my family has it. And it was I don't know, she only lived 2 years after being
Yeah.
diagnosed. And I was just in a depression.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even, think back, I wasn't eating horribly. I wasn't even eating out. I just was soothing myself with like bread,
Yeah.
carbs, and just, I think the depression and everything kind of took over.
Yeah.
And the weight but it just kept going up, up.
Mhm.
And at one point I remember like trying to run after my kids at the park and I couldn't do it. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay, something has to happen. Something has to change. And I literally was like, I have to.
So they were walking.
They were 2 years old, 2.5.
And one's in this way, one's in that
Always.
way. Right?
And
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't catch them and I can't go up and down my stairs and I can't hold them. And I struggling with just day to day. And I've always been an athletic style person. I did a lot of fitness
Yeah, you can
in
tell.
my younger days.
Yeah.
So it was, and I had gone on a weight loss journey in my early 20s and I was right back. So 20 years forward and I kind of went, oh my gosh. So I was like, no, I have to be here for them.
Yeah.
My mom would want me to be
To
as
take
healthy
care of yourself.
and
Mhm.
be there for them. And I don't really follow a lot of social media, but Melissa Grello posted about you and I was like, okay, I'm going to do some research.
Yeah.
I like the holistic aspect very much. I'm very much holistic based. I like natural things. I
Yeah.
like things that make sense. I like
Yeah.
common sense.
Yeah.
Eating whole foods, always good. And then I made the call and I spoke to some lovely lady who was very reassuring. And I just talked to my husband and he's like, do it.
Good.
Just do it.
Yeah.
you need to do something to kind
Mm-hmm.
of get you out of the hole.
Mhm.
And I said to the lady on the phone, I was like, I can kind of see my future and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I was looking, I was like, no.
That's your
No.
soul talking to you
Yes.
and knowing
very
you know,
much.
what's in store. And when
Very
you
much.
get those visions, it's like take it very seriously
Yeah.
because it's not being shown to you for no reason.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you listened to your gut
Thank
and
you.
said, you know what, this is what I need to be doing.
Yeah.
I need to take better care of myself,
Yes.
for myself, for my boys.
And
if-
it wasn't a good time. Like everyone's
No.
like, oh, is it a good, it was like most things in life, it's never a good time.
And how old were your boys even?
So I've been in the program since September of 2022.
Yeah.
So they were 3.
Yeah.
They were 3 years, 2.5, turning 3 at the end of that
Yes.
year. I was still very tired. I went back to work,
They weren't in school.
grieving. They were like going to
Daycare,
daycare.
yeah.
So it was like, if I don't do it now, it's going to be worse when I decide finally it's time to take care of myself. I might be further along in like really unhealthy, maybe
Mhm.
on medication,
Mhm.
maybe other things happening. So at that point, I was like, no.
Did your doctors ever say anything?
No. Only thing that they were pushing were antidepressants. And I kept saying no.
Wow.
No, I won't do antidepressants. I want to do this naturally
Yeah.
and I will figure it out. And that was the only thing. I have no other health problems, like
Yeah.
no other health issues.
So they see tired, stressed,
And
depressed
and,
mom. And I mean, yeah, you know, that's what they're going to do. They're going to say
antidepressants.
antidepressants to get you to cope
Yeah.
through with the life that is not leaving you. So you said, no, I'm going to do this.
Myself.
Yeah.
I will figure it out.
I need to learn how to cope
Mhm.
with myself and my kids and my husband. So I'm going to figure that out.
Yeah.
You went on the program.
Mhm.
And so because it's been a consistent 1.5 year journey
Yes.
for you. It's been a very big weight loss.
Mhm.
And so talk to me about, you know, your first 6 months, 3 to 6 months on the program. What was that like?
So the first 3 to 6 months was incredible in a way that I was like reintroduced to concepts that I knew are beneficial for people.
Yeah.
Drinking water,
Yeah.
going for walks,
Yeah.
eating vegetables.
Yeah.
You know,
So simple.
So simple. And it was just like, you know this. Okay. The extra information for me was a bonus, especially around the hormonal balance.
Mm-hmm.
That's very big with anxiety and depression
Mhm.
because things are
Exactly
out of
your
whack.
age.
So that all of the other information was I like mind blown. I was like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. I lost 30 pounds in 3 months. So
Nice.
like I was like stunned. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, then I'm just going
Let's
to keep
keep going.
going. So it was like very, not fast because it did come off at a regular pace.
It was consistent.
Very consistent. And then once I stopped aching, like my knees stopped bothering me and the energy improved, I was like, oh, I'm going to do more. And
Yes.
I bought weights and I started outfitting my basement with mats and bands and other things to increase my muscle. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep going.
And your consistency. Because
Yeah.
that's the number one thing for you was
Yeah.
time.
time. And I mean, this was not an easy program. Like there
No.
were weeks that I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Mhm.
I'm going to tell them like, I want to stop, or like just myself, like, oh my gosh, the scale isn't moving. I'm
Yeah.
like this, I just want to quit. And I
Yes.
said that to myself all the time. And I'm still working on a mindset, but I was like, no, just keep going.
Just keep going.
It was the kind of week that it was.
Some weeks are go through the motions week.
Yes. Yeah.
But you just want to keep yourself from sliding.
yes.
That's all.
Yeah.
And other weeks, you're a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah. And not all the weeks are like that.
No.
So definitely struggled with the like negative self-talk, but the progress, like everyone noticed at one point, they were like, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, you look great. And I was like, yeah, I'm just, I'm eating better, drinking water,
Yeah.
getting outside, getting my steps in. And yeah, it's been a journey. Like I learned like the meal prep still struggle for me. But I was like, I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
trying. And I would go on Facebook and listen to
more
the calls.
ideas.
I'm like, what are busy moms doing?
Yeah.
How can I do this better? So I'm still working at it. And I'm like, if I had given up when I was really feeling like, oh my God, I can't do this. I mean, like I wouldn't be where I am. So
Absolutely not.
I was just like, and a couple things that really hit home was like progress over perfection
Yeah.
and consistency over perfection. And that's pretty much what I've been telling myself.
That's how you live.
Just progress every day, 1% better than
Just
the day
consistent.
before. And I mean, like that's going to be like going forward forever and ever, just being 1% better and progress.
So, it's been a consistent weight loss and you're down. What was your starting weight?
230 pounds.
230 pounds. And
Yeah.
what's your current weight today?
147 pounds.
147.
147.
And you're a lean, a muscular 147.
Working on it. Yeah.
Yes. And that's a total of 83 pounds.
Yeah.
So you've lost 2 or 3 toddlers.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
like they're just,
Yeah.
that weight is gone.
Yeah.
And so, and that's for somebody to, if I said to you 2 years ago, you're going to have to go, well, we're going to lose 83 pounds and, that's what we're going to have to do. And that's how long it's going to take. And that can be daunting and very discouraging for some because, but when you look back, the time went by regardless.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And what you did with it that's what really comes down to is the time's going to go by.
Yeah.
The next year and a half is going to go by. Either I can take my time and do this the long way, or I can do something that's going to give me structure, consistency, accountability. Yeah. So what would somebody who has that big of a goal, it's a lot to wrap your head around. Give me your, what's your advice? What would be your pep talk to your previous self?
My previous self.
What would you tell her?
I would tell her to just make small changes every day. And like put one foot in front of the other every day. And just, again, 1% better than you were yesterday. The girls were like, oh, what's your goal weight? I'm like, I have no clue. And I kept saying, I'm good at 170. I'm good at 160. I'm good at 150. And then I'm like, I'm going to be good when I'm good. And I'm almost there. I feel I'm almost there. But it's like, why would you sell? Like, I didn't want to sell myself short. So I'm going to continue those small progressions every single day. And just start somewhere. Just start. Water, increase your water.
Yeah.
Something. Go outside for 5 minutes. 1 minute.
Yeah.
Get some sun on your face in the morning. No phone before bed. Like one thing.
Yes.
Pick one thing a day, and just run with it after.
Good.
Yeah.
And what's the future for you? What's your future? What's the next goal?
The next goal is to continue building muscle and getting stronger and stronger, and to enjoy life. Like to, go on vacations that are active, like hiking vacations or, participating in maybe a run. I don't know. I'm not really a runner, but something challenging or just doing like a sport.
Yeah. It sounds like you're more open to different experiences.
Yeah, definitely. Right? Definitely. And like be there for my kids.
Absolutely.
We have them in soccer and I'm on the field
Guess who's
with
going
them.
to be kicking the ball
I'm
for
on
the next 10 years?
Yeah.
Trust me. It's like, I feel like the older I get, the more fitter I have to get because my kids are growing into these stronger humans.
Yeah.
And I have to be able to keep up with them. So
true.
And if you're not the example, they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And they're not going to do it as well as when you're there.
Yeah.
Giving them that attention as well. It's something that it's the best gift we can give our kids, I think, is that not only that attention, but that presence of like, hey, I'm willing to do this for you. I'm willing to
Yeah.
get better. And they'll look back and say, wow, my mom was on the field at 44,
Mm-hmm.
42, 46, and she was kicking that ball and she was running
Yeah.
around with me just so I'd get extra practice, you
Yeah.
know? And so they learn from that. And that's how
Yeah.
monkey see, monkey do, right? We're just
100%.
we want to be that example for them so that they can carry it through their life.
Yeah.
And
They see me at workout in the basement. They
yeah.
come down. They do it with me now.
Yeah.
They do
And
jump, you know.
it's just instinct. They'll just start jumping around,
Yep.
right? It's just instinct.
Yeah.
That will be embedded in them.
Yeah.
So that's great. Thank
Yeah.
you. We're so proud of you. The
Thank
girls
you.
are so proud. Everyone's
Thank
so proud
you.
of you. And that's a huge milestone to undertake.
Yeah.
And so thankful that you're doing it now,
Yeah.
before any, you know, and your mom's there watching you and she's
Yeah.
so proud of you.
Yeah.
And I wish she's watching and she's been here this whole time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You know that.
Thank you. I
Okay.
do know that.
Yeah.
I do
Awesome.
feel her. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.